Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be sharing with you my entire Chanel collection. I have removed Chanel beauty products from this video so that we can focus on handbags and small leather goods. So as you can see here, I have a pretty tight collection. It is 9 items in total. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, down to the littlest one. So I'm going to go in chronological order from the very first Chanel piece that entered my life to the very last purchase that I made recently. So the very first Chanel SLG that entered my life was probably about 20 years ago. My husband at the time, he was my boyfriend. We were shopping at Saks Fifth Avenue here in Manhattan, and I saw this little cutie and he purchased it and gifted it to me. So it's very special to me. It has this sort of like shiny, almost like patent leather, but it's not patent. It is this shiny, more glossy calfskin with the champagne gold hardware. And considering that this is now either a vintage or nearly a vintage, I will say that she's in excellent shape. As you can see, the stitching is really very much intact. You've got one little pocket here, the main compartment where I stored the authenticity card and paperwork, and then 2 pockets in the back. So I basically have been using and abusing this for years until I won a new Chanel card holder from Karis at LV Lovers CC and was super stoked about getting another one. So I've kind of been giving this one a rest, but this one was my very first Chanel piece ever. And then I also had a Chanel Hobo, the Rodeo Drive Hobo bag in a cream or ivory color with this beautiful bright gold hardware, but that bag just wasn't fitting my lifestyle, so I wound up selling it to Fashionphile last year or 2 years ago. I think it was last year. So that would have been my first Chanel bag, but since it's no longer with me, I'll skip right over that one, and I will go to, whoops, my beautiful Chanel wallet on chain, better known as the Walk, in the black caviar with the silver hardware. I purchased this in brand new condition with the full set from Fashionphile, and I paid like $25 or $50 below retail at the time. I know, I kind of got lucky, I don't know how, but I was stalking the website and I kept watching it, and yeah, I got it. So for those of you who don't know, the way Fashionphile works, if an item does not sell within the first 30 days, they will drop the price by 10%. The next 30 days it will drop by 20%, and then the next 30 days it will drop by 30%. And then if it still doesn't sell, they will move it to the Fashionphile outlet page, which is the same website, but a slightly different section where the items are heavily discounted. So I love how well organized the wallet on chain is and how delicate and feminine this strap is. It is quite long though, so if you're more petite, you probably want to get one of those clips that my friend told me about, where you can shorten it or you can wrap it around. Although if you wrap this around too many times, you may have some wear on the sides. Hasn't happened to me yet, but just sharing a couple of little tips that I am aware of. So, and I do have this base shaper that you guys have probably heard me talk about a million times, which is a total game changer in terms of keeping the structure and the bag kind of open. So this little base shaper works well for me. I got it from M Boutique on Etsy. So that is the first Chanel piece. It's still considered an SLG, small leather good, but I consider it a handbag because I've been using it as a little mini bag. So I'm going to say this was my first handbag ever since I sold my truly first Hobo. Okay? And then after that one, I'm pretty sure I got this one here, which is my beautiful vintage medium-sized Chanel Classic flap in the buttery soft lambskin. I cannot stop touching this. I feel like I'm going to make it flatter and flatter because I keep petting her. Here is the silver hardware. This bag is also about 20 years old, and in my opinion, it's in pristine condition. I wound up buying this bag because I had some disappointing experiences with 2 new classic flaps from the boutiques last year, which I had to return because of poor quality. I made videos on those, so I'm sure you saw those. But this one here I'm really, really happy with. Give you a close-up. There are definitely some little dents and dings given this is a pretty aged bag, but I'm very happy with her, like I said. And it's a made in France with the burgundy lining. So after this beauty, then I moved on and I got this one here. So let's move these over. This one here is a discontinued piece. You may be familiar with it. It's the Chanel Classic Clutch with chain. So it can be used just as a clutch like so. It's quite a nice sized clutch. I know that some of you have requested a comparison video of this clutch alongside my jumbo, which I haven't had a chance to do yet, but I will. But I did do a video of the clutch versus the medium classic flap. So if you missed that, feel free to go check it out. It should be in my Chanel playlist. This one here is a made in Italy, and it's got one large compartment with this slip pocket and then an attached, very feminine, almost like the wallet on chain strap, which I think is really nice. I like the way it hits me a little higher on the shoulder. It's definitely not a crossbody style. And then this huge back pocket, which is really functional and perfect for your phone for easy access. So I got this one in pristine condition on Rebag. That was my one and only purchase ever from Rebag. And then I went ahead and, this one here, I basically won it. So everyone says like, oh my gosh, you're so lucky. Yes, I feel super lucky, super, super, super lucky and grateful. So I mentioned that I won the Chanel card holder. Actually, I think I might have gotten the card holder before the clutch with chain. So I might be a little out of order, but this is the beautiful red Camelia flower, caviar with champagne gold hardware. This is the one I was referring to earlier, the one that I won from LV Lover CC's channel. I've been a huge fan of hers for years, so I was completely floored when I won this. This, I think, was the first item I ever won in my, I don't know if my entire life, but at least in my entire adult life. Probably the last thing I won before this was when I was a kid, maybe at a carnival. So I was so excited, and then I had talked about how that just made me want to do even more giveaways myself, because now knowing the feeling of what it's like to receive a giveaway item, and it was so exciting, I just wanted to keep doing giveaways and make some of you happy. So this one here, where's my old vintage one? Oh, where did I put it? I was just going to do a side-by-side comparison, which I did do in a previous video. Just to show you that the sizes can vary in the card holders. As you can see, this one here is substantially larger. Okay. And then on the topic of giveaways and being lucky, then everyone saw that I won this one. They're like, oh my gosh, you're so lucky. Is this like a rigged system? And I too was like, why did I win this? So this one here was an IG giveaway on Instagram from the Authentic Box, and they resell luxury items. I had never heard of them before, but I saw that there was a Chanel giveaway, and I thought, they're giving away a Chanel bag, a classic flap bag, vintage, white, with 24K gold plating. I was like, I have to enter. And they did the live drawing, like those random machine, or like those automated apps that help you choose a winner, and there was like a drum roll, and then when they announced the winner, they said, hello Catwalk City, and I was like, what? I mean, I was completely in shock. So this is my only Chanel bag that has the 24K gold plating, so I feel super lucky. As you can see, this bag is truly vintage. It's even older than my other black vintage one, and it has like pretty dried lambskin. There's some cracking, and it definitely needs a proper spa treatment, and I had talked about sending this out to the leather surgeons, and I already got a quote from Jerry and his team out there, and I'm definitely going to have him take a look at it and fix it up, but I just haven't had a chance, and I'm not really in a rush, so I may take my time with that. But you'll see an updated video at some point in the future of how this bag will look once Jerry and his team have really given it sort of like a glow up. Okay, and then let me move these over. These two pouches were my most recent purchases for my birthday, so Let me leave those till the end. This one here was my last Chanel handbag purchase, and it is the Jumbo Classic Flap single flap. So let me show you. It is a single flap. I wanted a single flap only in the jumbo size because I wanted to save a few ounces in the weight, because I know that the jumbo double flap is quite notorious when it comes to the weight of the bag and being quite heavy on the shoulder. So here are the chains. Let me just pull them through. I love the convenience of the chains on the single flap, as the grommets are side by side versus front to back like so. And therefore you can easily pull and push it back in, and since there's no double flap on the inside, there's nothing blocking it, right? So right now I have a bag organizer with some tissue paper, but let me just pull that out. And I put a bag organizer in there because I want to make sure that the single flap structure of this bag remains intact, because a lot of times the single flaps will get a little bit wonky over time, and I love that this is still boxy and very much in good shape, so I didn't want to mess with that. So here is, to me, the humongous Jumbo Classic Flap, made in France. One pocket here, one huge compartment, and of course the classic Mona Lisa smile pocket in the back. Here you go. And I'll do a quick comparison of the different caviars as well, because I know sometimes people are really particular about which caviars they like. So since I have 3 black caviars, the jumbo, the clutch, and the wallet on chain, I'll just give you a quick side by side at the very tail end of this video. But let me quickly get to these 2 here, which you probably have seen in a recent video when I did my birthday unboxing. These were special treats that I basically got for myself. I felt very spoiled with lots of love and celebration from my family members and friends. I got such beautiful heartfelt cards and flowers and a gift from my husband and family dinner and all of that. So that means the most to me above all else. I mean, that's what celebrations are about, spending them with loved ones. But I did also take a stroll down Fifth Avenue with the prompting of a friend on IG, which I talk about in this unboxing video. It's pretty funny. And I picked up these 2 goodies. So this one here is the mini O case, and this one here is also an O case. It's the larger pouch size. So I am absolutely smitten at the moment with this houndstooth tweed with the beautiful interwoven Chanel ribbon. I feel like it's so classic Chanel, but slightly different, because it's not like the straightforward leather lambskin versus caviar. And it has this pocket, which my daughter says is totally camouflaged, and I agree with her because you could barely see it. And this zippered compartment. So yes, very happy with this, very happy to have this in my collection, and I'm looking forward to wearing this in the fall and winters. And this baby here I've already started using. I've got a bunch of little knickknacks in here. Some of you asked me to do a comparison of the mini O case with the Louis Vuitton mini pochette, which I'm happy to do. And also I got the request to compare this pouch or case with the Louis Vuitton toiletry pouch 26, because they are quite similar in size. So I'm happy to do that comparison video as well. So just please stay tuned. I've got a lot of videos coming up. And yeah, so those were the 9 pieces. Let me push this over here. And then let me show you the caviar. So in my personal opinion, this is my favorite caviar. So if you see, it's super shiny. And the caviar grains are on the smaller side. They're not tiny. I've seen smaller, like even on the Chanel mini square. I've seen tiny grains of caviar. This one here is, I guess it's more like medium sized. But look how shiny it is. And this one smells so good, guys. I wish you could smell through the camera. But in terms of caviar quality, I would say this is my absolute favorite one. For sure, hands down. And then let me show you. So this one here in comparison, the clutch with chain, has the largest size caviar grains, at least to my eyes, you can see. Here, let me do it this way. So there's also the puff factor, right? So the clutch with chain on my left here is definitely puffier, the quilting. So, and then this one here is a little bit flatter, and that's the case for most of the walks. The quilting is a little bit flatter, and probably appropriately so, considering if this is too puffy and it's such a small piece, it might look a little funny. But here you go. So the grains, as you can see on the clutch, is just bigger. And then with the jumbo, I actually think the jumbo caviar is my next favorite, and then this is my least. Not to say I don't like this one, but you'll see. Okay. So again, the jumbo on my left, the caviar is shinier. That really gets me. I think the shine is just so beautiful. You can see, and in the light, the way it hits, so gorgeous. Whereas this one is almost one-dimensional, the clutch. And then the jumbo and as well as the walk is more like multi-dimensional in the light. And then the grains, I do think that the clutch grains are more prominent. So I think I kind of like the smoother grains and the shinier grains. And then this one here is not as shiny, and the grains are larger, I guess, and more kind of bumpy, so it doesn't feel as smooth. It's more caviar-like. I don't know how to explain it. So I'm curious what your personal preference is if you own Chanel caviar, what you look for. I'd love for you to share your comments down below. It's always fun to hear what other people's preferences are. Like this one here, if I close my eyes and feel it, it almost feels like lambskin. It's so buttery. It's so soft. So I love that. This one is kind of in between, and this one is definitely caviar. It's very bumpy. And then it's not fair to compare with a small item like this, but as you can see here, even on my pink O case, it's very shiny. It's very buttery to the touch. Like I can keep petting this all day. It's so buttery and soft. And the grains are again on the smaller side. I think that with the SLGs in general, proportion wise, they're going to make the caviar grains smaller because it looks better balanced that way. But yeah, I do like this one as well. So I thought I'd share that as a little extra piece for our caviar fans out there. And again, if you have not already subscribed to my channel, I would love for you to join. Please give this video a thumbs up so that I know you enjoyed it, and share any comments down below. Okay, thank you so much. I will see you next time. Bye-bye.